To go from a point of unconscious conditioning into conscious command, there are a couple of stages. The first one should be obvious, but it's control over your own skin. So there are levels or grades of development in each one of these. You could have low capacity or you could have high capacity, which means you've developed it, you're consciously aware of it. And this happens through mind-body training, through structural training. And so this might look like, for example, the warrior skin who learns to generate tension early, but can't do it with control. They can't do it with predictive accuracy. They're not even conscious they're doing it. That's a low-grade warrior development who is just defaulting to a nervous system orientation. Sympathetic arousal, tension and structural rigidity, and bracing, right? That's just my go-to solution. But the conscious warrior is one who cultivates that capacity, who actually understands how and when and the nuances of developing and organizing those responses and choosing the extreme response, the extreme tension, the extreme pressure only when it's absolutely necessary. And the other times they're aware, okay, this is a choice to go to that place. That's a weapon if I choose to engage it, just as all the skins can be weaponized. They can also be liberating factors, which comes to the second part. After you become consciously aware of that skin and have cultivated it, right? The warrior who does the CrossFit or the powerlifting, the asset who does the Reiki or the meditation, the sage who does the heavy intellectual work. You've already cultivated those orientations and know how to move into that quadrant. Then after that, you look at the compensatory skin or attribute. And that's how we start to move into greater range. So, as I alluded to earlier, the model that we have is exceedingly simple, but exceedingly profound. I have used this for over 10 years with elite performers to give them conscious range of all four skins. It works, and that's why we continue to do it. It's an incredible model, but it's so simple. So we've got the x-axis, and I'll pop this on the screen so you can see it. I'm not sure which way you're looking, but along the x-axis, you've got the warrior skin, you've got tension on one side, and then you've got relaxation on the other. And if you remember from the beginning of our talk, these are the two balancing forces of symmetry in your tensegrity structure, in finding balance in space. When they are out of balance, when there's too much tension, we find a domineering personality. And when you find too much relaxation, we find, at worst, a pushover, somebody who collapses, and at best, an adaptable shapeshifter, right? Somebody who can surf the waves of reality. These two lie on the spectrum of tension and relaxation and the ability to float between. Now, just to use the warrior as our case in point, once they've gained a little bit, a modicum of awareness around that trait and that skin, the first order of business is to balance that skin with its antithesis, with the shapeshifter, with relaxation. So they will need to start adopting some of those practices. Now, you know people like this. You know the warrior that will not step into a yoga class. You know the warrior that will just ignore flexibility training or avoid meditation because they are so dominant in that trait. And ironically, it is the thing that we want to avoid the most that gives us the greatest chances of transcendence, of healing, of moving into a space of wider range and just greater evolution in our lives.